Another good story, and again, I have to put this on my list. Now, this doesn't obviously need to be. We don't need a solution for this, but it's good to track it and know what happens down the line from this initiative brought in by Congressman Cohen to have the old I-55 bridge replaced with a new bridge. And from everything that I've heard to this point, this revolves around the seismic activity in this area and whether or not these bridges can withstand an event. So I'm glad that they're investing the money in the infrastructure. You know, obviously it's going to be a benefit for the entire country because this is a major throughway for trucking and logistics. But it also helps the city individually because, you know, anytime you have anything new, anytime you have any investment, also, you know, we have more jobs here in the city. We have businesses that benefit also via supply, so on and so forth. It just benefits the city all the way around. So I'm glad to see that this is what's happening. And let's take a look at taxes. But let's take a look at what this story has to say. So a new bridge is set to be built across the Mississippi River, connecting Memphis and Arkansas. The United States Department of Transportation will provide $393 million to help fund the project. The states of Arkansas and Tennessee will chip in around $250 million each. The new I-55 bridge will be known as America's River Crossing. The previous bridge will be torn down and the new one will replace it. Officials say there's concern over the existing I-55 bridge being vulnerable to serious damage in an earthquake, and that it is far out of date. Tennessee Congressman Steve Cohen announced the federal investment today. I'm proud to have worked with the president, the U.S. Department of Transportation, as well as the outstanding team in Memphis and the governor's office in successfully getting this extremely large and necessary grant for the construction of the new bridge. Congressman Steve Cohen said, as President Biden would say, this is a big deal. And it sure is. Probably the biggest investment made in Memphis by the federal government ever. Congressman Cohen is a senior member of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee in D.C. and has been advocating for this project for years. The project is estimated to cost nearly $900 million, but that number could go up. We know that to be true. It is expected to cost anywhere from $800 million to $1 billion, said Dave Parker with the Arkansas Department of Transportation. Certainly, by the time we get through everything and it's built, it will probably be in that $1 billion range. City and state leaders hope a new bridge will add more lanes, ease traffic congestion, and both Memphis and West Memphis mayors hope will bring not only jobs, but more businesses to both cities. We know that there's going to be much more commerce that's going to be allowed to travel over the Mississippi River as a result. So we know that there's going to be construction jobs, which people from our community are going to be able to benefit from. So overall, it's going to be a significant one for our region, said Memphis Mayor Paul Young. TDOT shared 3 different design proposals with the public. When we were looking at designs and just looking at all the ways it's going to be, it's not only going to beautify our cities and our Mid-South, it's going to revolutionize as well, said West Memphis Mayor Marco McClendon. Memphians and visitors who Action News 5 caught up with can't wait for it to be built. Some of them tell Action News 5 they avoid taking the old bridge altogether. It shakes and feels not safe. It's not secure. I feel like it's shaking and something could happen. One reason city and state leaders wanted to replace the current bridge is that they fear it is vulnerable to serious damage from natural disasters. The bridge was built in 1949. I think it'll be nice. I think it'll just update and give us something new to look forward to. TDOT officials say there's no date yet for when construction will begin. It could be a few years before Tennesseans or Arkansans can see any movement. Unfortunately, we can't snap our fingers and say, ta-da, here's a brand new bridge, everyone. but we do have the dollars obligated by 2026. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, we could see some breaking up of the ground and get moving on this I'm thinking he said much needed project, but much project. This historic investment in Memphis will help further connect our community with the region and the world. Memphis' prominence as a logistics hub is made stronger by the investment in this key piece of infrastructure, and we are honored by the grant. So it says the I-55 bridge project is expected to support 64,000 vehicles per day by the year 2050. Additional public meetings on the replacement project will also take place in August. No dates have been announced yet. Yeah, so this is one of those deals where we're going to have to see. We'll have to continue to update and take a look to see where they are on this particular project. They said 2 to 3 years out when they start. And my biggest thing is okay, everybody knows, if you're from this area, you know that the I-55 bridge area on the Memphis side is already being worked on. So that's good. We like to hear that. And it's going to free up a lot of that congestion in that area once that project is completed. So, you know, those trucks that are coming up from I-55, or if you start in Memphis, because Memphis is very big in the logistics area, they have a direct route into Arkansas and then ultimately on to I-40 or 55 North. My biggest question is, as they start the project, well, the biggest thing that I'll be looking for going forward is, as they start the project, and if they're building a new bridge to replace the old bridge and tearing down the old bridge, first of all, it's 3 bridges. So it's the old bridge going across that vehicles travel. Then you have 2 train bridges also. And I'm guessing all of them would have been made right around the same time, if I'm just using general logic, right? But what's the replacement during the period of time that it's being built? Because, okay, 2 to 3 years, they have an earmark for 2026. So we're talking 2 years out from now to start. How are we all getting across the Mississippi? You know what I mean? How are we all getting across the Mississippi during the building process? Is the old 55 bridge shut down? Is it built over? It can't be built over, because a new section of I-55 is currently being built onto the old bridge. So the only way that I can see them building a new bridge is to tear the old one down first, and then, so we'll let the engineers handle all that. My thing is during the period of time that the old bridges or the new bridge is being built, is everybody supposed to go use the Hernando de Soto Bridge, which is going to be an absolute headache if that's the case. But we got smart people that are on the job. I know that they're going to plan this to the detail, and it will add to the value of Memphis. Vehicles coming in and out, commerce that is making its way across the country to whatever location it ultimately comes from and ends up in. And the jobs during the period of time that it's being built will be a huge benefit also. And then also on top of that, and that's true, it will bring business. It will boost the revenue of businesses in this area through one way or another, and the potential for new businesses to come to Memphis for one reason or the other. So looking forward to hearing more about this bridge project. I'm proud of Congressman Cohen and the work that he's doing in D.C. to make sure that Memphis is on the agenda along with everything else that they have to deal with. That's pretty good.